like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell. So you are notified when new videos drop. And by jiggery, sir, you want to be notified when new videos drop. Oh, is a new video dropping? They say, oh, yes. Oh, yes, they are. That's what I tell them. They're dropping every day. They're dropping like flies. I live stream every day mainly now. Although, I think I'm going to stop that. I think I'm going to live stream most days. I think on Mondays and Wednesdays will be a pre-record. I don't know. See, this is the fluid world of YouTube. When I say fluid, I'm not talking chicks with dicks. That's fluid outside it here. No, I'm talking about fluid as I just do what I think I should do. Anyway, at the time, like, share, subscribe, comment. All those things are fan-freaking-tastic. What will you be commenting on? A very, very dumb. Actually, is that dumb? Reasonably dumb. It's not the dumbest. I went for a really dumb one yesterday. Oh my god. That was this kid. He looks like about 16. Clearly in the toxic fandom camp, right? Complaining about fandom in an article on CBR.com. Oh my god, that was agony, right? This is actually kind of interesting, right? This one doesn't make you want to shoot yourself in the face, maybe. I don't know. Listen, if you want to shoot yourself in the face, don't do that. That's a bad idea. Don't do that. I would not recommend shooting yourself anywhere, even the face, right? I was going to say in the face, but pretty much anywhere. Fine. So this article comes from Screen Rant. It was a live stream I did. I don't know when I did this. I got a whole bunch of them behind, right? I got a whole bunch of stuff I did from live streams over the last week. Because we just had a Jewish holiday last week that threw me off. We had a whole bunch of live streams, and I'm not really, haven't caught up on making videos out of them yet. So this is sometime this week, right? Sometime this week, I live stream as I say, most days. You can find fresh content every day. You can find me on Rumble. You can find me on Twitter. And the video content on Twitter, yes. And you can find me on YouTube and Rumble. YouTube, firstly, Rumble. If you want to be a YouTube competitor, you need to be as good as YouTube, right? You're getting there, but we need the app. The app needs to be freely available across the world, right? That's the first thing. Second thing, Twitter. If you want to be a YouTube competitor, as you do, you've got to make some kind of interface that people can access the video content more easily and be able to browse it. Right now, it's a nightmare. But anyway, you get me on Rumble and Twitter, and of course the YouTubes. I post these videos on Facebook as well. I'm all over the place, baby. I get about a bit. That is true. I get about. Anyway, like, share, come join us on live stream. We have fun. We take the piss. Like, share, subscribe. That's all. Comment. Let me know what you think about the insanity that we are about to start going over. And I think that's all I can think to tell you before we get into this video. As I say, came to be. I did this one when. I think earlier in this week. I think Tuesday. I think probably Tuesday. So let me hand over to me from a couple of nights ago. Dun, dun, dun. 10 biggest missed opportunities. 10 biggest Doctor Who missed opportunities. For a show with limited potential, Doctor Who does tend to let things slip by. I looked through this and actually seemed to be quite a well-written article, right? So I'm intrigued to hear their take. Oh, that is better. It's safe to say, as a collective, Doctor Who fans are more vocal than most about the direction of the favorite. That is safe to say. It's fair. That's fair. Every Whovian has their own wildly different view on what Doctor Who should and shouldn't be. Some prefer the run-around. I like it to be all kind of things, right? I'll be honest with you, I like all kind of Doctor Who. John the Classic says some prefer Russell T. as space opera. I think they're pretty similar myself. Others prefer to plot. I like them all. The point is, the one thing we all like to do more than flame the show. One thing we love to do more than flame the show we claim to love is potentially disagree about each other's almost every aspect of it. Fair enough. Okay, it's fair enough. But sometimes, very rarely, impossible things just happen, and we call them miracles. When our hearts are all in the right place and the stars are too, and Doctor Who fans agree. Oh, okay, well, man, you got me interested, kind of me intrigued. There have been several missed opportunities in the show's history, and no doubt all of we can all shake hands that on the fact the following 10, from wasted characters to storylines right with potential, represents the biggest of the lot. I mean, honestly, the biggest missed opportunity, the female Doctor, I still think that could have worked and could have been good, right? I just like balls it up so majorly. River not meeting Captain Jack. Why? That doesn't seem to. I mean, honestly, it seems to be that Ralph C. Davis's new era seems to be replaying Stephen Moffat stuff. So I wouldn't be surprised to see River Song in it, and then Captain Jack's not coming back. That's for sure. Let's start off with the fun one. How did River Song never cross paths with Captain Jack Harkness? That is a good point, actually. It really would have been kind of a fun little team up. I'm surprised. Well, they were. I think maybe, you know why? It would have been really good in a Christmas episode. River Song, Captain Jack, and Capaldi Doctor. That would have been a really good Christmas episode. I'm feel bad. Again, I want to have a time travel thing so I can go and whisper ideas into different people's heads. You know, John Nathan Turner cast Don Warrington as the Sixth Doctor. There you go. That sort of thing. But yeah, that I think that would have been much better than most of Capaldi's Christmas stories. Or you would have do that instead of the Doctor, the Widow, and the Ward. Oh man, that sucked ass. But yeah, it could have been about him getting him back into get back into life again, or something like that. Plus, even the Snowman, right? Would have been better than that too. But never mind. But yeah, you are right. First, it's obvious that from their cheeky personalities and disregard for the rules that they'll make brilliant pair for a standalone Avengers. But the opportunity is pretty much deader than Calibre at this point. If it wasn't for Jack, it wasn't for lack of trying though. Efforts were made to bring Jack into the Doctor's team, and a good man goes to war. And you can only imagine the fireworks would have been shooted. Barrowman and Kingston have. Oh, that would have been the perfect time for it to happen. Yes. Or how about River and Torchwood? She would fit perfectly in a more adult thing. Did she ever appear in Big Finish? The cinematography of characters, right down to both owning a vortex mixer and the same squareness gun, suggests and certainly suggests they have met and meet they did in the Big Finish audio. Which one was that? It's better than nothing. Wait. Let's have a quick look. We'll do Alex Kingston, I guess. Kingston. Let's have a look. We'll do these by availability. Sort by oldest first. Okay. Whizzing through this, if I see them on any thumbnail. Oh, there you go. The Lies of Captain Jack Volume 3. I was already out there. $30. Bloody hell. Which one was it? Who wrote that one? Yeah, I'm not paying $30 right now. You're right. Captain Jake takes Mrs. Tyler on a luxury space cruise. That sounds fun by Guy Adams. On a distant planet in the far two travelers have come looking for a mythical hero. A terror of crime lovers take to the stars. Okay. You could have a little bit more information there, couldn't you? I mean, really? Doink. Okay. Yeah, I guess in one story, but no, it would have been really been good for a Christmas special. Not curing the Doctor's blindness. I agree with this. This is why I think people were pissed off at the Monk trilogy, right? Which is I recommend rewatching it. It's really good, right? For a few episodes in the series, then it looked as if he'd thrown the very intriguing curveball. In Oxygen, the 12th Oxygen is exposed to a raw vacuum of space in order to save Bill, with a traumatic experience involving him going blind. This plot thread continues through the rest of Oxygen, as well as Extremis, until the monks restore the Doctor's sight in the pyramid at the end of the world. I mean, yeah, I get it's a pivotal plot point. But I think it was just like people were very uneasy with this, right? I think this is the plot point that really killed it, right? And it's a shame because it's a great story. It really does nail it for me. Granted, the moment in which Twirl's blind is finally revealed to Bill, with him trapped inside on the other side of the door he can't open because he hasn't installed FaceTime, is a crunching conclusion, and we have to wonder if we would have got something more special. The Doctor remained blind until his regeneration half a series later. I mean, there is that to say, have him like blind for like several seasons. But the trouble was it was too limiting for him, right? And also, how could he not have cured it, right? Whatever you want, whatever sci-fi explanation you give, it's still not credible because there's a sci-fi explanation of why he could have been cured, right? It would have preferred a fresh angle for the show, but having our protagonist learning to live with the disability and not letting it stop him from saving the world would have been more fantastic returns to disability and the often treated gimmick in movies and TV. I have to tell you, I think he's right. I do. It's like, and I'm not one for representation for representation's sake, but I do think he's right on this one. It would also provide an interesting challenge for the writers, who would have had far more crazy solutions. And to be honest, Emperor Mars and each of the like could have done with the extra spark. Well, I liked it, but I don't think that's it. Just imagine regeneration kicks in. 12 regains the sight, is able to laser eyes and Bill, Nardo, and Clara for the last time. And Peter Capaldi would weeping all over Christmas puddings. Okay, that's a strong argument you're making there. Not getting Peter Jackson, yes. Okay, I remember this. It was they put out this video about it. Like, cast your mind back to the year space year 2015, and the geeky side of the internet had just melded. Peter Jackson, the legendary director behind the greatest trilogy ever put on the screen, and also the slightly less great trilogy. If it was maybe 2 movies, it would have been much better. As voted the video skit, he bombarded by emails by Stephen Moffat asking him to travel the car to direct an episode of Doctor Who. Unmoved by his proposal, Jackson receives a delivery by hand from a white-haired Scottish postman who claims to be the Doctor, who forces him to sign a contract. Shall we get this video? How long is it? Hang on. Hang on, let me just get the video. Where does it want to go over here? Doink. I do remember this, man. It's like 8 years ago now. By the way, that's Steve. Like, the other thing I found interesting was like he was saying there's been LGBTQIA right from the beginning. I'm like, no, as in like right from like 10 years ago. I'm like, well, from 10 years ago, I tend to agree with you, right? It's now that I'm a bit more concerned about. There you go. Is this it? Yeah, this is it. Here it comes.
Hey, Dad, Stephen Moffat's trying to email you.
He's always emailing me. What's it about?
He wants you to direct an episode of Doctor Who, but you're not replying to his emails.
Well, look, put it this way.
Like, what was going on with this?
I reply to the ones I can understand, and some are a bit incoherent. You know, like a scripts. I mean, there's great ones, and there's ones that are not great. You know.
I mean, they did work together on Tintin, didn't they?
Okay, so you can't blame him. I mean, he's writing Doctor Who at 10 o'clock in the morning, 11 o'clock, got to do Sherlock, bangs out an email to Peter Jackson, you know, in between, like, God, I can't even read them half the time. So anyway, look, I do my best.
Well, I mean, he says he thinks that your plan is that they all come here to New Zealand and you spent 6 months making an episode and then... But he wants you to go to Cardiff and make it in 12 days.
Well, I mean, look, 6 months, sure.
It does look like Capaldi in the background. I think it is it.
Sure, we can talk about that. I mean, 4 months.
Yes. What was he doing in New Zealand, do you think?
5 months. I mean, that's, you know, all that's just something you talk about, isn't it? But
yeah.
the whole idea of coming to New Zealand. Have you seen Stephen Moffat recently? What was the last time we saw him? I mean, he was pale. He was stressed. I mean, he couldn't remember the name of his wife, kids.
I miss the Capaldi Doctor so much. Like, you forget how much you miss him until you see him somewhere you're not expecting to.
Health reasons.
Hello, I'm looking for a director.
Hello, director. Yeah, by what name? Sorry.
Does the director live here?
Possibly. What?
Peter Jackson.
Sir Peter? Is it Sir Peter? Sir Peter lives here.
I don't know if he's been ennobled. This is for him.
Do you hear the TARDIS in the background?
Who's he?
Yeah. What? Possibly. Who's it from?
It's from a
Don't make
Stephen Moffat.
All right. And yeah. And who are you exactly?
Yes,
Sorry.
yes,
Are you like you? Are you? Is this FedEx? Are you FedEx or UPS? Have you?
I'm the doctor.
Who?
Correct. He said you have to sign that right away, and I have to take it back.
Yes. Very good. Thank you.
Oh, can we just, I don't know, go back to 2017 and clunk and go onto a different track in time? Get another 2 or 3 seasons?
Listen, Katie, if he gets dangerous, I don't know who he is. Doctor Who fans are a little more intense than talking fans. If he gets violent, you just race next door and call the cops, okay?
But what about you?
Oh, I can clock him with one of these. Yeah, okay, all right, mate, all right, hang on, all right, we're all good here, don't worry about us.
Quickly!
We're all good, yeah, no, it's all right, hey, thank you.
Sign it, please.
What is it? What's it?
Quickly!
It says the BBC.
I need my glasses, what is it? I haven't got my glasses.
I mean, this is very bizarre and long-winded.
Across fine print, there's nothing everywhere.
Okay, well, you need your glasses.
Is it the TV on? He leaves the TV on, didn't we? Is it Doctor Who night tonight?
Is it?
Yeah, fantastic, because it means on the other channel there's
The Walking Dead.
Let's go. Cool.
That's back when The Walking Dead was cool. And that was back when you could show a father hanging out with a daughter and it wasn't a bad thing. Anyway, there we go. Boink. Right. I'm glad we stopped to see that. That was very weird. The show, the fact that Peter Jackson was a lifelong fan, owns 2 props as well as his own appearance alongside Sylvester McCoy in the fight. Oh, yes, I forgot about that. Right. I did forget about that. There we go. Therefore, imagine when a guy who directed Lord of the Rings never directed an episode of Doctor Who. Jackson has got on record in the years since stating he is still interested, but for reasons unknown, it's never come to it. Oh, come on, mate. Come on. It's time to Russell. Look, you can get you got your trannies. Can we get Peter Jackson? How about that? Not giving 7 and 8 another year or having them both in a TV movie. Oh, darling, would I not have loved that to happen? Oh, but it was like that. They got season 25 and 26. Freaking miracle. Basically, they got season 24 as a miracle. I think Michael Gray thought season 23 was going to be the last one. Right, and they got season. I don't know how they got season 20. I think there was some accounting there. Maybe it was already booked in, right? Somehow. And then Michael Gray was gone. But that we got season 25, 26, which are 7 of the greatest Doctor Who stories of all time, and Silver Nemesis. What are we up to? The 96 TV movie hamstrung itself before it had even begun. The idea of having freshly regenerated Doctor was understandable decision to put casual and hardcore fans on an even footing. But the absence of any returning cast member, minus Sylvester McCoy, who literally arrives, gets shot, and dies, meant the existing fans of the show, who were always going to make up the bulk of the audience, no, they weren't. If they would, then they're sunk. It had to be a mainstream product, right? Had absolutely nothing to do with tethering it to a show they knew and they loved. It was overly tethered, actually. I think that's the problem. There was the case inclusion of Anthony Ainley's mastering to Eric Roberts' weird Dracula cosplay version. I also did the rest for the occasion. But even further, it would have been Sophie Alder-Sage. You're wrong. Even including Sylvester McCoy was weird, frankly. Ace is basically new Who companion from the classic era and would have been the perfect character to bridge the 2 eras. No. And would have brought some spirit and humor and Britishness to a movie that feels too Americanized. I think it was fine. So we saw in 2022. In general, it's a shame that 7 and 8 didn't get another year before it was cancelled. There were some good stories because I mean, listen, again, 7 out of these stories are great. Not doing much of the Time Lords. Well, if you're talking about this is from Chibnall years, right? The Time War is one of the greatest additions to Doctor Who lore since the beginning. I agree. Right? Yeah. I think Time War is one of the greatest. I agree. I mean, you're wrong about the last thing, but I agree about that. Proving the show's tip to character an extra layer of depth and a sharper edge to appeal to a modern audience. That began 7 series of exploring with the last of the Time Lords arc. But Moffat's decision to save Gallifrey came at the right time with the wider story moved on to new adventures. Or so we thought. Then the Time Lords the Time Lords have never been the most thrilling characters in Doctor Who. Yeah, but look, here's the thing. It's always freaky and interesting seeing things from seeing a slice of his origin, right? His home. And it was done so well in Deadly Assassin. It's basically from that, right? It's basically that it was just done so well in Deadly Assassin that it carried on. It needed to reinvent itself from 3 Doctors, which was just kind of like, ooh, it's very 70s. It's a model to preserve the mysticism. Only one episode on Gallifrey set before it was destroyed again. Hellbent. This is a better episode than it gets credit for, but it isn't an episode about the Time Lords. It's a finale about 12 and Clara's arc. I agree with you. Nobody wanted the return of the dull bureaucratic Time Lord politics, but there have been. Yeah, you're talking about what's the name blowing it up. I agree with you. We all agree with you. Okay, that was a dumb idea. Letting the spin-off start. Well, it's not really their fault. I mean, is it? I mean, it's like things are only as popular as they are. And the Miracle Day really did kill off Torchwood for, I think, pretty much. Children of Earth was excellent, but I think Miracle Day really just did a lot of damage. So his world building was one thing across the Abers was its world building, despite being planetary invasions. Earth feels very grounded in Russell's series. That's very true. He's very good at that. In a way that it doesn't in other eras. The characters feel more real, and the world feels more lived in, and there's a sense of interconnectivity that ties everything together. Yeah, I mean, I just think because he creates honestly, he was creating franchises before they were franchises. But his thinking was, if he had Sarah Jane Adventures on and Torchwood on, there are different audiences, then they can be across the desk of program schedulers more, and so they're used to seeing Doctor Who. That's a brilliant. That's a wonderful inside knowledge that really, really helps you. So the Hugh Factor spin-offs were Tortured and Sarah Jane Adventures. These shows were had followings in their own right and would occasionally cross over to make so much the fans die. Agreed. Absolutely. And it was fantastic with it. Sadly, both spin-offs were eventually retired for wildly different reasons. Nothing to do with nothing really to take the place. Well, except Class, which is a solid but didn't come anywhere near to fill the void. Listen, I think Liz Sladen's death really did prematurely kill Sarah Jane Adventures. They could have moved it into the Joe Grant Adventures or the Ace Adventures. They could have done that, right? I think seeing how good Sophie Aldred was in The Power of the Doctor. If you didn't see it, she was very good in that. Shows that she really could have pulled it off. As a result, the world of Doctor Who felt a little bit empty for the last decade or so. Thankfully, Unit spin-off heavily suspected to be on the way. I'm really not excited about that. Interconnectivity is coming back. Not bringing Jenny back. Well, listen, look. Here's the thing. It's really the characters. Like one of the main things about her was how insanely hot she was, right? In a very tight outfit. Georgina Moffat. So how many years ago? It's 15 years ago. And how many kids ago? About 8 kids ago. And I'm not saying she's like, but she's not like. Yeah, 1 second. let's just see if I can find a clip with her in it. 1 second. Doctor Who, the TARDIS. Doing. It's the 10th Doctor. It was series. Was that? Are you calling me, Sabara? Are you calling me? I'm fine. I thought you were calling me. Was it series 3? Oh no, it's really. Oh man, it wasn't Gridlock, Shakespeare Code, Human Nature Family about Blink, Utopia. No, so it wasn't series 3. Was it series 4? I don't think it was series 2. Stolen Earth, Midnight, Silence Line. Oh, Doctor's Daughter. Here we go. Yeah, wait. Here, 1 second. Like when she steps out and she's just like super hot. Yeah, she's not there yet. Hang on. Oh, there you go. Oh, wait, there we go. Yeah, look. I mean, that's a very, very trim figure, right? It's very, very hard, in your 40s to maintain that. And I'm not suggesting anybody should do, but that's really a lot of what the character was based on. 1 second. Do we have then a bit where she jumps through all the like traps and stuff? That's like great. Again, which a lot of the characters based on. Oh, here it is. Yes. I mean, obviously, it's not her, but it's got to be somewhat credible. It could be her.
That was impossible.
Not impossible. Just a bit unlikely.
There you go. Okay, yeah, look. It's it was never on the. Although they did keep her alive. Moffat asked to keep her alive. Way back in 2008, Stephen Greenhorn penned The Doctor's Daughter, which introduced us to, well, the Doctor. The episode isn't the top tier Doctor Who by any. It's fun. It's a fun little episode, but that has more to do with the astounding quality of series 4. Fine. Should have read the first paragraph of this. Jenny brought an interesting temporary dynamic to the show that I hadn't seen since the Hartnell era. And there were so many avenues they could have explored with that parent-child relationship. Oh, I thought you're talking about the just like having a spin-off series. You thought keeping it in the series. I hadn't considered that. Right? I hadn't considered that at all. Jenna's survival at the end of the episode leaves it frustratingly wide open. I mean, yeah, look, obviously the character was replaced by River's song, essentially. Just maybe David Tennant would have feel a little bit weird now. Is Georgia Moffat with his wife? Yeah. She. Let me tell you, your wife isn't going to want to be taught anything. Okay. Oh my God, that's a quick way of getting kicked in the balls. Jenna survival makes it frustrating. Yeah, we imagine her in the occasional companion River song, wheeled out for an adventure every few years, even bring them back in the multi-Doctor special alongside the 5th real life dad. Watch the magic happen. Well, again, they do that on Big Finish, right? Yeah, fair. No Master for 11. You're right, blimey. Who would have been a good Master for 11, right? You need something very charismatic. That's a good question. Who would be a good Master for 11? Yeah, you got to think of something like what's the name, Cumberbatch. Somebody like that. That would have been the perfect role for him in Doctor Who. That Master versus his Master versus 11. Yeah, you need a big personality, right? It's to match up to Matt Smith's big personality. Who else? I don't know, maybe what's it? Hugh Lloyd, something like a big actor. But yeah, that's the sort. I think that's the sort of screen presence you need to go up against. But you also need somebody very charming, right? Matt Smith's Doctor is very charming, and I think that will be an evil, charming person. I think what's the name? Cumberbatch sounds Derek Bloody Jacobi. Yes, you're right. Thank you, Colin Archer. Yeah. Oh my God, that would be awesome. You're absolutely right. Right. Every main incarnation of Doctor faced off against an arch nemesis since the creation of the third Doctor's era. Eccleston got a pass because of the departure of Jess. Yeah, that's true. Assuming that this Madame Livy stayed longer, that leaves just one Doctor who never got to be toe to toe with the Master, Matt Smith. You know, the incarnation with the most stories of any new Who. Wow, I didn't realize that. It wasn't like Moffat was short on time. We could not have squeezed in at least one appearance in season 6 and a lackluster finales. They weren't that lackluster. I'm sorry. Out of the Great Intelligence, and the Master would have we already had. No, that was with Capaldi. What's his name? With Nell. What's the bloody name? The Shulker Doctor. I'm blanking. Oh man, 1 second. I'm gonna look at Scream of the Shulker because it's making me crazy. Scream of the Shulker. Stars. Richard E. Grant. Oh, my God. Oh, also Jared Jacobian as a Master. I forgot about that. Yes. Okay. Yeah, okay. We could even get Richard E. Grant in the role, and I don't think he really worked as much. Again, I think against Matt, the Master is a dark reflection of the Doctor, right? That's why the John Sim Master really worked, right? Who's like a top actor in the time? I mean, I guess you could go from like the bloke from Line of Duty, right? Something like that, like the younger guy. This will be a void that will ever be empty, interpretation of Sherlock Holmes without Moriarty. It's just wrong. Oh, that's who it is. The guy who played Moriarty. He would have been a great Master against Matt Smith's Doctor, right? Wasting Paul McGann, you're breaking our heart, and we agree with you. The man was in the right place at the wrong time. Paul McGann had potential to play 10 out of 10 Doctor and did a lot of the time, but was stuck out of 5 out of 10 movie. I like the movie. You miserable cunt. If his extensive Big Finish archive and New Who cameos are anything go by, we were robbed of a potential golden era. Well, I think those things are canon, so I don't think I was robbed of the era at all. In many ways, McGann is the quintessential Doctor. Well, that's the thing. He was the first pastiche of a Doctor, right? Each of the other ones were an original interpretation, right? But he was very much a pastiche of the Doctor, sadly, right? But yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 and 7 were all their very own interpretations, whereas 8 was a dashing British hero, right? A British romantic Byron-esque hero. So his was very derivative. Then you got the question for Eccleston, where it was very, very, very original. Shameless meets Doctor Who. But yeah, so I think that might be a problem with it. So the perfect British classic one on Who as the Edwardian gentleman dashing hero or broker man trying not to lose his way depending on whereabouts you're dropping in. That mooted American series would have hopefully been great despite the TV movie's shortcomings. I agree with you. I wish Big Finish would do a few box sets on that. But But are you seriously telling us you couldn't have done one special, a 3-part mini? Says, well, nobody was there to commission it, mate. We're still holding out hope there's a room for an 8th Doctor spin-off on RTD universe. We all are. Oh, we all are, mate. We all are. And passes us, whatever that passes us is a year where the cruel mistress knows that time may finally catch up with him. I think it probably will. The lack of companion variety. No, hot women is hot young women is the way to go. And then you had a hot older one with Catherine Tate. How much variety do you want? And you got Mickey and a bunch of them. What the fuck are you talking about? This is that humble opinion, but it's the most egregious sin of modern time. Even though we're still humanoids, in the classic years found a way to be plenty of different companions, and that's something that New Who has been. What are you fucking talking about? Even though the majority were still humanoids, the classic years found a way to implement plenty of different companions. And that's saying I don't think so at all. But look, I'm sorry. A drippy kid from what was it, E-Space, Azurus in Airspace, isn't really as compelling as Catherine fucking Tate. What do you want out of us? It was the one that was coming from the team on days. Aside from likes of Jack and Nardole, we not had a single companion that isn't from present day Earth, because that's your portal into bloody Doctor Who. And essentially, when you had historical companions like Jamie, it was a mop top Beetle, for God's sake. He was super hip, right? And also, he was a citizen of the universe by halfway through his first season, right? Aside from the but there's no reason why the role can't be filled with just about anybody. Well, no, there is a reason. Like, again, Rusty Davies was going to have the replacement of Rose essentially be Victorian scullery maid, and then when I was talking to Jane Tranter about it, he basically talked himself out of it. So people just won't be able to relate, and he went for Martha, and he's right. All right, and then the third commander was supposed to be Penny, that turned into Catherine Tate, turned into Donna. We got so close with the companion, more variety with Victorian Clara. Victorian Clara, hot as Clara, no question. Only for to fall to a death, not 30 seconds after 15 accepting the companion job. You're making a fair point. Unfortunately, with the present day Team Ruby Sunday, set you on alongside the 15th, we have to wait longer. It because it works, you dumb freaking moron. My name's Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you are notified when new videos drop.